Welcome back to DAV Podcast. I'm Rob Lewis. As the nation's leading veterans charity, DAV's success on behalf of veterans relies largely on the knowledge and activity of its members. These are the men and women who help ensure veterans' issues are properly addressed in local communities and in Washington, D.C. But that still begs the question, what does DAV do for veterans? Why should a veteran consider joining our organization? We are joined today by Membership Director and Marine Corps veteran Doug Wells to talk about what more than 1 million veterans know, and you should too. Doug, thanks for joining us. I'm going to jump right into it. Tell me, why should someone join DAV?
That's a great question, Rob, and thanks for letting me hang out with you this afternoon. There's many answers to that question, and it largely depends on the individual because membership in DAV is what you make it. Of course, the high-level answers to that question are, first of all, we're stronger together. When you have a collection of like-minded folks, you can move mountains. We know that from our military backgrounds, teamwork is the epitome of everything that we do in the military. And certainly that's no different in DAV. So we are stronger together. Plus, there's the added benefit of the camaraderie, right? Having associations and support and being able to support other disabled veterans and their families, folks that have been through similar experiences, have common backgrounds. That just helps everybody on a day-to-day basis. Probably the most important, but largely an intangible benefit of being a member is we strengthen our team in DC when they have to help advocate not only for benefits that our veterans have earned, a la the recent passage of the PACT Act, but to also protect the benefits that we've already attained. There is a constant re-education process that our legislative team in DC has to go through in order to explain and demonstrate the necessity and frankly the sacredness of the benefits that disabled veterans and their families have earned by virtue of their service.
And as veterans become a smaller and smaller portion of the American public at large, how does our membership numbers, how does having that 1 million veterans standing behind us while we are testifying in Congress, for instance, how is that of benefit to DAV?
It's summarized in one word, gravitas. Our legislative team can turn around, look over their shoulder, point to that 1 million plus membership and tell our elected officials, this is what 1 million of your constituents want. And it brings gravity to our message, and our elected officials sit up and listen.
So that's the why, knowing that there are benefits directly, indirectly, tangible, intangible, if you will. But how does one join DAV? It seems like if I know you, we're going to make it pretty easy for people to join this organization. How do we do it, Doug?
You're absolutely right. We try to make it as easy and painless as possible. Easiest way to join is to just get online, go to joindav.org. There you'll be able to sign up electronically. You can sign up for as little as $10 a month with recurring credit card payments. We try to make it super easy so it's fire and forget. You don't have to worry about making physical installment checks. That is the absolute easiest way to do it, is to sign up online at joindav.org. Or we do have the option for you to print off a PDF and mail it in to us. Again, you can sign up for as little as $10 a month with recurring credit card payments. So we want that to be as easy and painless as possible. And I would definitely encourage our folks to do that right away, because membership dues for DAV are going up on January 1st to $325 instead of just $300. So I encourage everybody that can to sign up right away. I would also point out that once you attain that life payment, currently of $300, there are no annual dues for DAV's membership. Of course, none of DAV's programs and services have fees associated with them. They're all free of charge, and membership is not a prerequisite. But I really look at this as a way to, pay it forward.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's a really good point, Doug, that DAV will provide no-cost services to veterans regardless of membership. Sometimes there's a little misinformation out there. People think, hey, if I'm not a member, I can't get help from a national service officer. And we know that that's just not true. Now, so you've talked about how to sign up, how much it costs to sign up, how folks can save. How are these funds used?
So they're used in many different ways, but to help facilitate the membership itself and to afford our members a copy of what I think is the the greatest, most informative magazine out there.
You're right
DAV
about that,
magazine.
Doug. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Doug.
Yes, sir. But no, seriously, to keep veterans and their families abreast of the latest and greatest things impacting disabled veterans and their families, the number one source is DAV magazine, and membership dues help pay for that. As I'm sure everybody can imagine, it's not cheap to produce a magazine. Outside of that, we know that there were certain promises that were made to veterans and their families. If you signed the dotted line and wrote that blank check to our country as part of your oath of service, and sometimes there's a gap between that promise and what the reality on the street is, and membership dues help close that gap by way of our annual distribution. So if Rob Lewis signs up in Chapter 19 here in Erlanger, Kentucky, portions of his dues every year will go back to that chapter, so that chapter's local leaders who have a much better understanding of the lay of the land in their community, so that they can help steer those funds towards the services that are needed. Anything from helping to purchase a DAV transportation network van to helping support homeless veterans initiatives. If they got to buy their chapter service officer or department service officer a laptop, because everything with the VA is electronic now. It's all automated. And just to support our volunteers in general. That's how those local leaders, in part make such a huge impact in their community by utilizing and steering that dues distribution to where it goes. It's a unique model I haven't seen anywhere else, and I'm just super proud of DAV's ability to help project those resources into the communities that need them.
Yeah, we're a strong organization, but we have distributed power. We're able to reach down into local communities across the country in order to get things done, and membership dues help to make that happen. How does a veteran qualify for a membership? I'm sure there's someone out here who's listening right now who wonders, well, am I actually eligible to be a DAV member?
Yeah, I appreciate that question, and I see it every day. In fact, I was just talking to somebody the other day who, had the kind of the old attitude of, oh, well, I don't need to sign up for VA benefits. Let some other, one of these young guys get it or whatever. And kind of the same holds true for membership in the DAV. Going back to my earlier point, we are stronger together. We need everybody that's eligible for membership to sign up. So there's basically 3 criteria that you have to meet in order to be eligible for membership within DAV and meet fulfill the requirements of our charter. The first one is they can't be dishonorably discharged. We know that our leaders in the military in the past, even sometimes in the recent past, weren't the greatest arbiters of discharges. So chances are, if you got a dishonorable discharge, you earned it. But outside of that, you're welcome to join.
Real quick, if I
Sure.
could just jump in there. You're saying dishonorable discharge. There are less than honorable discharges for which veterans are still eligible for membership. As a matter of fact, DAV does a lot of work to help veterans with discharge upgrades. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct. And that through the Discharge Review Board and the Board of Correctional Military Records, we are standard bearers in that, because again, those things could be funny in the past and have real impacts on the life of our individual veterans. So, other than dishonorably discharged folks are eligible. So if you've got an other than honorable or general discharge, that sort of thing, you're certainly eligible to apply. And you need to have sustained an injury or illness while you're in the military. So again, we don't consider whether or not somebody's actually been service connected by the Department of Veterans Affairs, because as veterans, again, we know that they don't always get that decision right, at least out of the gate. A lot of times it can be rectified on appeal or what have you, but we care about what DAV thinks about someone's injury or illness. So it does not have to be service connected, but it does have to be service related. Also, that can include aggravating a previous injury that somebody had going into the military. But they also have to have served during a period of armed conflict, again, as DAV sees it, not the VA. So, the VA didn't recognize any quote unquote armed conflict between the end of Vietnam and the beginning of the Gulf War, August 2nd, 1990. So, there's about a 3-year time frame following the fall of Saigon. If your time in the military rested exclusively within that 3-year period, you wouldn't be eligible for membership. But beyond that, I mean, and still ongoing.
Right.
So
yeah, well, you and I are both Marines, and it'd be tough for me to even think about someone who served in Beirut not being eligible for DAV.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so that's eligibility. What are there some advantages? Do you offer anything else to members outside of our incredible magazine, outside of the privilege of being a DAV member and of helping to stand behind our organization when we testify in Congress? What else can a DAV member expect?
Right. So outside of everything you just outlined, which is super important, we also want to show our appreciation to our members through our Member Advantages program. So your membership, and let me point out, membership in DAV or DAV Auxiliary, both are eligible for Member Advantages. We have the Enjoy My Deals app that folks can utilize. So essentially, if you just go to dav.enjoymydeals.com, all they need to enter is their name, an email, and their membership number to sign up. You go out to your Apple Store, to the Droid Store, and you download the My Deals app. You use the email address and the username that you created when you signed up to sign in now to the app, and you've got access at your fingertips to literally thousands of discounts by partners who appreciate what DAV does every single day. So not only your national and regional brands that we're all used to, but also to local brands. It's a terrific thing. If your local mom and pop pizza shop has signed up with the service, they can offer discounts, for DAV members, at the click of a button. So it's really cool. And the one of the very best features of the app is that it uses geolocation. So if you're on vacation somewhere and you want to find out where the best Thai place is with a discount for DAV members.
I do. Good call.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You open the app, type in the search criteria, and if you're on vacation in Florida or California or Texas or something, it'll let you know where the nearest best place to go is. So it's tremendous. And on top of that, it's really a win-win because some of these programs, if you use them, DAV gets a share of that expense. So, we're not only providing a discount to our members, but also helping to further fund DAV's programs and services.
That's unbelievable. And that's the dav.enjoymydeals.com.
Correct.
Doug, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Before we go, give it to me one more time. Give me one last elevator pitch for joining DAV.
The DAV is the premier veteran service organization. Nobody does it like we do. We stay focused on our mission. We don't get caught up in a lot of white noise, if you will. We're about taking care of disabled veterans and their families, providing direct service to those folks, not only at the local level, but all the way up to the national level. We need you to help further that mission. So if you have the wherewithal to join, please do so. You won't be disappointed.
Thanks again to National Membership Director Doug Wells. You can find out more about becoming a DAV member at joindav.org. Until next time.